ING Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the unit that is design of feedback control system, and in this unit we will discuss the example that is related to phase lead compensator using the root locus. If you remember that in our earlier session we discussed the examples that is related to lead compensator. Today also discuss one more example related to this. Now see here, the example is what? It's just for an open loop Cat2 system and G of S is given to us. That is what? It's a K upon S square S plus 1.5. Now design a suitable compensator using the root locus for MP less than or equal to 20% and TS that is less than or equal to 4 seconds. MP that is maximum overshoot and TS matlab what? It's a settling time. Now here see, the one word is written that is design a suitable compensator. That is what? It can be the phase lead compensator or it can be the phase lag compensator. That we can decide by drawing the uncompensated root locus. So whether you want to design the phase lead compensator or phase lag compensator, your first step is what? You have to draw the uncompensated root locus. So first of all what we will do? We will draw the uncompensated root locus of G of S that equal to K upon S square S plus 1.5. So that's why the step 1. Now to draw the uncompensated root locus, what we require? We require the poles and zeros. And how we can find out the poles and zeros? For the pole I have to take denominator that equal to 0. So that is what, if I take S square S plus 1.5 that equal to 0, then the value of S that is become minus 1.5 and 0 and 0. So total I will get the 3 poles. And as such we do not have any term that is related to S in the numerator. So the number of zeros that equal to what? It's a 0. Now next I have to find out the centroid, and for that equation is what? It's a sigma c that is equal to summation of real part of poles minus summation of real part of zeros divided by n minus n. Now we know that our poles that is at 0, 0 and minus 1.5. So you just put that value in this equation. So what we get? 0 minus 1 divided by value of n that equal to 3 and value of m that equal to 0. So we will get what? It's a divided by 3. And when you solve this, then minus 1.5 divided by 3 that equal to what? It's a minus 0.5. So minus 0.5 is what? Is a centroid. Now next thing is what? We have to draw the angle of asymptote. Okay? So equation to draw the angle of asymptote, that is theta k that equal to 2k plus 1 into 180 degree divided by n minus n. And the value of k that we can vary from 0, 1, 2 to n minus m minus 1. So here you just substitute the value of n, that is what is the 3. Value of n that equal to what is a 0 and it's what is a minus 1. So 3 minus 0 minus 1 that equal to what is a 2. So we will start from 0 and we will add to the 2 because n minus m minus 1 that equal to what is a 2. So the value of k that is become 0, 1 and 2. So total we will get 3 angle of asymptote. See here first you just put k equal to 0 in this equation. So theta 0 that equal to 180 degree divided by 3. So that equal to what? This is 16. Now you just substitute k equal to 1. So theta 1 that equal to 2k plus 1. So that is become 3 into 180 degree divided by 3. That is 180 degree. And theta 2 that equal to what? It's a 300 degree. So we have to draw this angle of asymptote from the center. That is what? It's a 0.5. So from this 0.5 we will make 3 angles. One is 60 then 180, and then it's a 300. Now next, we need to find out what is the breakaway point. And the equation to find out the breakaway point is what? It's a dk by ds that equal to 0. Now to find out the dk by dx, first of all we require the characteristic equation, and that is what? It's a 1 plus g of s into h of s that equal to 0. Now g of s is given to us in the question, and h of s, that is what? It's a unity feedback control system. So the value of h of s, that is become what? It's a 1. Now just substitute this value. So 1 plus k divided by s square, s plus 1.5 into 1, that equal to 0. Now you just take the, solve this, take the LCM. So what we get? S square, s plus 1.5 plus k, that equal to 0. Now as I said, see, we want to find out the dk by dx. So I require the value of k. Because after getting the value of k, I want to differentiate that value with respect to s. So the value of k, that equal to what? It's a minus s, you just open the bracket. So what we get? Minus in bracket s cube plus 1.5 s square. Now you just take the differentiation of the k with respect to s, that is dk by dx. So that is minus 3s square plus 3s, that equal to 0. Because to find out the breakaway point, I have to equate dk by dx with the 0. So here the value, that is 3s square plus 3s, that equal to 0. Now you just take the 3s common. So what we get? S plus 1, that equal to 0. Now see, the 3 is equal to 0 and s plus 1, that equal to 0. So the one value of the s, that is 0, and the another value of s, that is what? Is the minus 1. So here in this I'll get the two breakaway points. One is at 0 and another is at what? It's a minus 1. Now next we have to find out the intersection point with the j omega axis. See, as I told you earlier, when you need to perform this step, when you have an angle, any angle, that is angle of asymptote, that is less than 90 degrees. If you remember, then in this example, my angle of asymptotes are what? It's a 60, 180 and 300. So the 60 is what? It's less than 90. So we have to find out this, that is intersection point with the j omega axis. And for that also, first of all, we require the characteristic equation. That is 1 plus g of s, h of s, that equal to what? It's a 0. Now you just substitute this value and take the LCM. So here we will get s square as 1.5 plus k, that equal to 0. You just open this bracket. So that is s cube plus 1.5 s square plus k, that equal to 0. Now here, to find out the intersection point with the j omega axis, here I have to perform the root array. That is what? Like this. Here you need to write down the coefficient. In the first, see, the maximum power of the s is what? It's a 3. So my first row is what? It's a s cube. Then s square. See, the first coefficient, you just write down odd power of the s, that is in the first row. And the even power of the s, coefficient of the even power of the s, that we have to write down in a second row. Then s is to 1, that is what? You have to do the cross multiplication. That is 1.5 into 0 minus k into 1. Okay, so that is what? It's a 0 minus k divided by what? It's a 1.5. Now again you just perform the same thing. So here what we get? Minus k into 1 divided by 1.5 multiplied by k minus 0 and divided by minus k divided by 1.5. So that is cancelled. Only we will get the value of k. Now what we need to do? We have to make a one row that equal to 0. Can we make s cube row that equal to 0? Then answer is no, because we have a constant, that is 1. Now you just jump on s square. Now can we make that S square rho that equal to 0? Again answer is no. Why? Because I have a constant 1.5. If I put k equal to 0, then after 1.5 remain as it is. Now next row, that is S raised to 1. Okay, already 1 is 0, right? Now if I want to make like k upon 1.5 that equal to 0, then I need to substitute the value of k that equal to what is 0. Now you have to write down the auxiliary equation from the above row, that is S square. So that is 1.5 S square, because the maximum power of the S is what? Is a square. So 1.5 S square plus k that equal to 0. Now you just substitute the value of k equal to 0. So here what do you get? S equal to what? It's a 0. So my intersection point is what? Is the origin. Because the S equal to what? Is a 0. Now see, these are the values. That is L equal to 3. That is 0, 0 minus 1.5. My centroid is what? It's a minus 0.5. My angle of asymptote, that is at 60, 180 and 300. And the breakaway point are what? At the 0 and minus 1. And the intersection point is what? At the 0. Now, I have to, using this value, we will draw the root locus. So this is our graph. First of all, you just draw the real axis and imaginary axis like this. Now, you just write down this value, imaginary value. Here positive, here negative. Similarly, this is real value. And as we know, my pole is what? At S equal to what? Origin. That is, here I will get 2 poles. And one pole is at what? It's a minus 1.5. Now next is what? Just mark the centroid. Centroid is at what? It's a minus 0.5. So in between 0 to minus 1. Now from minus 0.5, we will draw the three angles. One is what? Is a 60. So you have to put your protector on this real axis line. And your centroid is what? It's a minus 0.5. Then one line is 60. Then 180 is already there. Okay. And then it's what? It's a 300. Now we will see how much part of the real axis that is lies on the root locus. So that is 0, 0. That is 0 is what? That is on my root locus. Now after that I have a 2 pole, and 2 is what? Is an even number. So from 0 to minus 1.5, that part is not on my root locus. Now after minus 1.5, I have a 3 pole. And 3 is what? It's an odd number. So minus 1.5 till minus infinity. Okay, that is here indicated by the dark line. So you now just check the breakaway point. One breakaway point is 0 and another breakaway point is what? Is a minus 1. Now minus 1 is on my highlighted line. Then answer is no. So simply I can say minus 1 is not a valid breakaway point. Now 0, yes. Because I have a 2 pole at the origin. So from the breakaway point, that is 0 and minus 1, only the one point is valid, and that is what? It's the origin, 0. Okay, like this. Now intersection point with the g omega axis is also 0. So this is what? It is my root locus. Okay, it will cut the origin because it's a breakaway point. Then it goes to this line, and here also 300 line. And one pole minus 1.5, that is goes to this highlighted line, because another angle of asymptote is what? It's a 180 degree. Okay, here one goes to this, then another goes to this dotted line direction, and one is, that is what? It's a 180 degree. So this is what? It's a uncompensated root locus. Now as I said, from the uncompensated root locus we will decide whether we need to decide the phase lead compensator or phase lag compensator. That is, for that we have to find out the value of SD, that is desired location of closed loop pole. That is my step 2. Now what is the equation? That is SB, that equal to minus zeta omega n plus or minus under root of 1 minus zeta square into omega and j. Now here we do not have the value of zeta and omega, right? But if you remember, then in a question we have the value of MP and TS. MP is what? It's a maximum overshoot, and TS is what? It's a settling time. So we know the value of MP and TS, that is 20% and TS is 4 seconds. Now you just write down the equation of the MP. That is what? E raised to minus pi zeta upon under root of 1 minus zeta square. Now already we have the value of MP, that is 20%, that equal to 0.2. Okay, and you substitute this value here, then only the one unknown, that is what? Zeta. You just substitute this value. Then here first of all what I need to do, that is if I want to cancel e raised to term, then here I have to take ln because the base is e. If the base is 10, then definitely we will take log. Here the base is e, that's why you have to take ln, not log. So ln and p, that equal to minus pi zeta under root of 1 minus zeta square. Now you just substitute the value of mp, that is 0.2. Now if you find out ln 0.2, then answer is minus 1.609. Now cross multiplication. Now here what we will do? Here I want to cancel out this under root. So I'll take the square both the sides. So 1.609 square is 2.59 and this under root and square is cancelled. So 1 minus zeta square, and here it will become pi square zeta square. Now simply divide this 2.59 divided by pi square. So what we get? 0.2624 and rest of the term, that is 1 minus zeta square, that equal to zeta square. Now you just open the bracket. Okay, so here we will get 0.2624 and minus 0.2624 zeta square. That here, that goes to this side is equal to, so it will become plus. Right? Now zeta square is common. So what we get? That is 0.2624 divided by 1.2624, because here we have to add this two value. So the value of zeta square equal to this. Now we want to find out the zeta. So value of zeta, that equal to 0.45. Now we know the value of Ts, right? So equation of the Ts is what? It's a 4 upon zeta omega n. Now we have the value of Ts, we have the value of zeta. So if we put this two value in this equation, then we will get the value of omega n. So if we put this value here, then omega n, that equal to what? It's a 2.22 radian per second. Please don't forget to write the unit. And as you know, the zeta as such is a damping ratio. So we do not have any unit that is related to zeta. Okay. Now we have the value of theta as well as omega n. So we can substitute this value in this equation. That is the desired location of closed loop hole. Okay. Now substitute this value. So in place of zeta, it's a 0.45, and in place of omega n, that is 2.22. And when you solve this, you will get minus 1 plus or minus 2g. So you have to mark this point on the root locus, this graph already that we have drawn. Now first you mark real axis, real part is what? Is a minus 1. And imaginary part is what? Plus 2j and then minus 2j, like this. This is the desired location of closed loop hole. Now from this point, we can decide that whether we want to design a phase lead compensator or phase lag compensator. Here you just see carefully your uncompensated root locus. is passed from SD? Then answer is no. Because my uncompensated root locus is not passed from the SD. So you have to apply the phase lead compensator. If your uncompensated root locus is passed from SD, then you have to design the phase lag compensator. Right now, in this example, my uncompensated root locus is not passed from the SD, so we will apply what? Phase lead compensator. See, from the graph, uncompensated root locus is not passed from the SD, therefore apply the phase lead compensator with the angle phi p. And how we will get the value of phi p? Then the equation is what? It's a minus 180 degree plus summation of open loop poles from SD and minus angle from open loop zeros to SD. That we will see graphically how we can find out this. So you have to draw the line from this SD to this pole and from this SD to this minus 1.5. And then you have to measure that angle with respect to real axis. Okay, see this line, that is from this pole to SD, and whenever you just draw a line from origin to SD, that line is also known as a zeta line. And you have to measure this angle like this angle, that is with respect to real axis. And right now this angle, if you measure this angle, that is what is a 117. Similarly, you have to draw a line from SD to minus 1.5 like this. And then you have to measure that angle with respect to real axis. Then that angle is what? 77. So what we will do? We will put this value in our above equation. That is phi p that equal to minus 180. And the angle from open loop pole to SD, that is what? It's a 117 plus 117. And that it's a minus 77. Okay. So here that you will get, that is 131 degree. If you solve this, then you will get 131 degree. Here the value of phi p, that is what is the 131 degree. Whenever the value of phi p is greater than 60, we will use the double phase lead compensator. Okay. Whenever you will get the value of phi p that is greater than 60, we have to apply the double phase lead compensator. So phi p that is become phi p by 2. So that is 131 by 2. So the angle of pole phi p that is become 65.5 degree. Now we will find out the angle that is phi z. For that we require the theta that is cos inverse zeta. Then we know the value of theta that is 0.45. Then we will get the value of theta that is 31.6. Now the equation for the phi z is what? It's a 1 half 180 degree minus theta minus phi p. You just substitute all this value. Then here you will get 180 degree minus 31.6 minus 65.5. So the value of zeta, that is what? It's a 41.4 degree. Alright. See now we will plot the angle of pole and zero on this root locus. So you have to put your protector on a zeta line and the center is what is SD. So first you need to draw the phi z angle. So this is like this. Phi z, that is what is a 41.4. You just extend that line. Whenever this line intersects on my real axis, that is the location of my zero. And here I am saying it's a double phase lead compensator. That means here we will consider 2 0. Now this has become my new zeta. So to draw the phi p, now I will put my protector on a new zeta line and center is what is a SD. And you have to draw the angle of phi p like this. This angle 65.5. And whenever you just extend that line, whenever that line intersects on my roll axis, that is become the pole like this minus 13. So here the location of ZC is what? It's a minus 1.55 and PC that equal to what? It's a minus 13. So here as we know that this equation has become G of S into GC of S. Our G of S is what? It's a K upon S square, S plus 1.5 and GC of S that is KS plus 1.55 square. Why? Because it's a double phase lead compensator. Our angle phi t that is greater than 60. Then here S plus 13 that square because it's a double phase lead compensator. Now we need to find out the value of K. So equation is what? It's a vector length from pole to SD divided by the product of vector length from 0 to SD. That how we will get? So from SD to pole. So first of all from SD to 0. Then this. So here how we can measure? See first of all you just measure this vector length. That means you have to measure with the help of the scale. From SD to origin that is 2.3 and 2.3 because it's a 2 times. Then again you just measure this 1.5 and that is what? It's a 2.1. And then you just measure this minus 13. So from SD to minus 13 that is what? It's a 12.3, 12.3 divided by what? It's a 0. So it's a 2.2 and 2.2. It's small approximate. It may happen you will get something different from this value. But it is very near to this. So when you solve this, then this is given to you that is 347.24. So now we have to put this value K that equal to 347.24 in our above equation. So equation has become what? It's 347.24 S plus 1.55 whole square divided by S square into S plus 1.5 and S plus 13 whole square. I hope this session is clear. Thank you.